Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new issue of Mortal Realms magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to help the channel too. And without further ado, let's crack on with it. So, this week we are on issue 68 of Mortal Realms, and we have Bladegeist Revenants as our models for the week. So, as per usual with all Nighthaunts, these are a bit delicate, they are a bit flimsy, and yeah, try not to break them. But they are really cool with their long swords, and yeah, pretty more of a slightly different version of the Nighthaunt hosts and everything like that. And they are pretty cool, and yeah, just something different to paint, isn't it? Which is always nice. I must admit, I need to get on with all my Nighthaunt because I'm kind of slow down on painting them. Anyway, moving into the issue, we're greeted by Stormcast Eternal Desolators. So the Desolators are feared greatly by the enemies of the Stormcast Eternals. They are tasked with ending the battles their comrades begin, riding into shattered foes and hacking them down as they try to flee. The Desolators are a key element of a Dracothian guard. Armed with huge Thunderaxes, they are specialised in sweeping through weakened or fleeing enemies, using the speed of their mounts to pursue enemies until they are slain. A massed charge from the Desolators can shatter the will of even the most stalwart defenders, as regiments are cut down in but a few sweeping blows. So with the Desolators, they are these pretty cool looking units. They have a different type of mount as opposed to the ones that we've already seen. They have this armoured mount, which is pretty cool, pretty huge, pretty awesome looking. And they have these circular shields and these huge Thunderaxes. Thunderaxes look very unique and very cool, and have a lot. You can tell there's a lot of power in there as well. They have a point on the top, so they can use it as kind of like an impaling implement at exactly the same time. So they do tend to kind of barrel through enemies as and when they are needed to, and stuff like that. So pretty cool unit to have. And we have on the other page information about it for Thunderaxes, which is of course a versatile weapon capable of piercing plate and cutting down hordes of infantry with ease. Many Stormcast Eternals wield Thunderaxes, but they are deadliest in the hands of the Desolators, as they fight lightning crackles between their weapons, empowering each swing and allowing them to attack with greater speed and fury. So, of course, with a Desolator being a mounted unit, well, if they are swinging down an axe, it will have more force and it will bring kind of a bit more kind of power into it as well. Then we have examples of the different Dracoths that they can be using, so whether it is the Hammers of Sigmar, the Tempest Lords, the Anvils of the Helden Hammer, or even the Hallowed Knights. There are many different painting options depending on how you are painting your army. So really good stuff. Pretty cool if you do pick some of these up. Definitely worth doing as well, so very good fun. The only thing that I personally find with that range of models is their poses are very limited, and it looks like they need some better action poses personally. Moving on though, we have more information about the Forces of Destruction, and this time we are looking at Troggoths. So Troggoths are strong, adaptable, and nearly impossible to kill. Found in caverns, rivers, and other such dank, hidey holes across the mortal realms, these hulking creatures make up for their slow wits and with incredible strength and regenerative abilities. Even beheading such a creature may not kill it. So, Troggoths are unruly. They are very aligned with Aurochs and Grots and stuff like that on majority of occasions. There are many different forms of Troggoth as well, so they have a lot of different abilities. Some of them have kind of delved and developed rocky hides or are encrusted with magical funguses, and they are pretty tough to kill. So they have a unique ability to regenerate. So they are pretty tough, and yeah, as I say, they can regenerate from pretty much every injury they sustain, and it has to be a very skilled warrior to take one down because they have such an immense strength. There are many different versions of Troggoth as well, so there are ones that are kind of more river-like, so they look more like they would kind of dwell in underwater climates, and some that have these rocky hides, so you can tell that they live in these kind of crags and these caves and everything like that as well, which is pretty cool. They do like every now and again to kind of team up and join in unruly hordes, which are called trog herds, and they can be normally led by a dank old trog boss and stuff like that as well, which is pretty cool. And talking of trog bosses as well, we have things like Molog the Mighty. So Molog is a dank old Troggoth who has searched for years to find a good spot to take a nap, and this has taken Troggoth's quest all across the realms. And at current, Molog is trapped in the cursed city of Shadespire as well, which is always nice to get more information about Shadespire, no matter how little it is as well, which is always pretty cool. So there are 3 main types of Troggoth that are currently known about. However, I kind of seen that changing in the future. There are fell water Troggoths that live in deep pools of water. They are notorious for their acidic vomit, which can melt through plate armour and flesh. There are rock gut Troggoths that live in tunnels they carve underground by hand. They have an iron hard hide that is able to turn aside steel that is struck at it and everything like that, as well as sorcery as well with ease. And they are more akin to rocks than they are anything else a lot of times. And there are the dank old Troggoths as well, which are generally infested with colonies of magical fungus that would kill any other creature, but would actually makes them a slightly more immune to sorcerous attacks and everything like that as well. So it gives them a magical ability to repel attacks, which is highly unusual, but really, really cool, and it's pretty good to see. And the fungus is kind of slightly disturbing to look at as well, because it's pretty much covering the vast majority of their bodies. So yeah, not the most fun kind of look, very unusual, very cool, but yeah, an awesome addition to the Forces of Destruction as well. What I can see in the future of Age of Sigmar from 3rd edition going forward, because of the Forces of Destruction getting a huge push with the new Cruel Boys, I can imagine there will be a lot of Wallscrolls teaming Fellwater Troggoths with the Cruel Boys going forward as well, so because they can mix together. Then we get a bit more information about the realm of Akshi, which is part 2 of the Great Parch. So this is of course giving us a lot more information, and we're delving into the Age of Chaos and the Great Parch when it was consumed by blood, fire and death. Once proud tribes descended into madness and cannibalism after turning to Khorne, the god of blood. And the Great Parch would become a place of slaughter and brutality. So during the Age of Chaos, of course, the Chaos Hordes fleshed out the mortal realms quite heavily, and they invaded the majority of corners of all the realms as well, and actually bore the brunt of Khorne's kind of host. And a lot of stuff went down there as well, which is pretty cool, pretty unusual as well, so which gives us a lot of information about that. We get some more information about the Empire of Blood, and of course the Teeth of Tyranny and stuff like that as well, and the fact that we have some war hordes of Khorne as well, from the Flayed, the Grimskulls and the Gore-Tide as well, who all support Khorne, and their kind of sole purpose is to fight, kill and revere their god with blood and collecting the skulls of their enemies, which is pretty cool, but really, really good stuff to read. Your how to build section: build up your Plague Guys Revenants, be careful and make sure you're using glue in the right places, and have fun with it. Follow the guide to get it correct, and you can't go wrong with it, so pretty good stuff. Your painting section, very, very easy. Same way as you normally would with pretty much all of your other Nighthaunt figures and stuff like that, so you can't go too far wrong with it, and you can get some really, really nice looks. Still, they pursue with using Cantor Blue. I don't agree with it personally. I don't think it looks the greatest. They could have used something better. They could have given you Nighthaunt Gloom, which would have made it a lot better, and made it look more ethereal and stuff like that. Even Hexray Flame would have been nice. with all of these, but we didn't get it, so it's null and void without Conrators, isn't it? We get a Wallscroll battalion for the Shroud Guard as well, which is 2 units of Bladegeist Revenants and the Knight of Shrouds or Reichner the Grim Hailer as well. Pretty cool Wallscroll for a battalion as well, so it keeps you going, and of course you can use extra bits and pieces and keep going with them as well. Really good stuff. Add that to your rules and your Wallscroll sections and everything like that in your folders, or however you're storing your magazine, and it'll keep you going. Then we get the March of Blades, which is of course still in action, so it's giving us more battles to kind of go through and everything like that. So you have your forces lists, so keep those in mind because you are going to need them. And it is pick 2 choices from the Nighthaunt list of heroes, pick 6 choices from the troop list. Any unit with a star next to it takes up 2 choices, so do not forget that. And the Stormcast coming in from both sides, and you're using 4 battle mats for this one, so an absolutely huge battle to get on with. Really cool stuff. Yeah, have fun with it. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good battle plan to go for, and have a lot of fun with that bugger. Now, moving on to next week, we have Sterling Mud and Storm Shield. So Sterling Mud, really handy to have because it's perfect for basing. Storm Shield will give your models a bit of protection, and you can use it because it is a varnish. So have fun with it. But after that, issue 70. Going into the last 10 issues, and we instantly have a champion. We have Kurdos Valentian as well. So the Craven King himself, a pretty cool model. I must admit, I've got one and it's still being left unpainted for the last 2 years. But yeah, it's still unpainted. It's a really nice model. I must admit, I'm probably going to paint my current one up, and I might do a different paint job on that one to kind of make them slightly differing. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do exactly yet, but that's what I might do personally. But yeah, really cool stuff, and they look really good as well. We're also going to get rules for battles in Shyish as well in issue 69, which will be really cool, because we haven't really seen the proper rule sets for Shyish because they didn't give them out then. But really good stuff, and we have a lot to look forward to from issue 70 as well. The last 10 issues are going to be really good. We will get Lady Elinda, we will get Neve Blacktalon, we will get the Celestant Prime, I believe, as well as some other bits and pieces, and we should get that Mortis engine, which will be really nice to build and really cool stuff, and a really unique unit to add to your Nighthaunt army. All very well and good, but yeah, the magazine is coming towards an end. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon. Bye bye now.